Nothing to lose, right?
Yes.
Because you got LWAT. What does LWAT mean?
As far as I know, life without parole.
That's what it means, right? You're saying that's what you thought it meant?
Yes.
Does that mean you're not sure?
Until I see it in front of my face, I'm just going by what I'm told.
It was in front of your face. You were in this courtroom in front of this judge, Judge Cohen, weren't you?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He explained it to you.
He sure did.
Right?
He did.
So when you said you didn't even know that you were going to be admitting to all these other things the day that you were here for your plea, that was a lie to this jury, right?
No.
No?
No,
You didn't
I don't
know ahead of the time.
I didn't know what.
You didn't. You just told us a few minutes ago that you didn't know you were going to be pleading to, I think you said, all this extra stuff.
Oh, you're talking about the 25 to life. Yeah. I knew it the day when it was read to me.
So you didn't know about any of that until this judge told you about that, Judge Cohen.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
About the 25 to life part, yeah.
Your Honor, I have a transcript of the defendant's plea and sentencing from July 7th of 2023. May it be marked, please, as People's Exhibit, I believe it's 276. Am I correct?
It is. Correct.
Twice a day. Correct.
It's just being marked right now, actually. This is unlike other transcripts.
I'm sorry?
Counsel asked it's just being marked right now. I just told him it's unlike other transcripts. This will be received. Okay.
So, in this case on July 7th, Judge Cohen, this judge right here sitting next to you, right?
Okay.
He was here, right?
Yes.
You were here, right?
Yes.
Your lawyer, Mr. Simran, was here.
Yes.
Mr. Levine was here.
Okay.
Miss Burke was here, right?
I think so.
I was here.
You were here.
Yeah. And the judge told you that his understanding was that Mr. Simran, your client, meaning you, wishes to plead guilty to all the charges and admit all the allegations and the special circumstances in this case. Remember that?
Okay.
You want to see it?
I believe you. I don't have to be the first time I've seen it.
Well, you were here. You don't have to.
But you asked me, did I want to see
You
it?
were here, right?
Thorough.
You were here, weren't you?
I was here.
So this is all read to you. It's open court, just like we're sitting here today. There's a bunch of people in here, including Fabio's family, right?
It is.
Okay, so this wasn't new to you, right?
No, it's not new.
Okay. And you said, because the judge asked you correctly, is that correct? Is that what you wish to do, sir? And you said, what?
What does it say there?
No, I'm asking you,
I don't
sir.
remember. I'm going by.
So the way this works is I ask the questions and you give the
Okay,
answer.
well, I don't know the answer because I might have said something else.
Oh, okay, so you don't remember what you said?
I'm pretty sure I said I do, or yes, or something like that. I affirmed.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, there it is.
Remember that?
I do see it now. It's the first time I've seen this.
Again, you were here.
No, I was here. First time I've seen this.
Asked and answered, Your Honor.
Thorough.
That's your words. Well, you know your mouth.
You say so.
So you're saying maybe the court reporter took it down wrong? You didn't
Not saying that. Not saying that at all.
I'm sorry, did you hear that?
I said this is going to go well. We're going to be here for days.
I don't know if I can object to that or not, but I don't want to be here for days.
That was an improper statement.
Sorry, Your Honor. Do you remember the judge reading to you the charges in the indictment, which you had also heard at your arraignment in Superior Court?
I'm sure he did, yeah.
Okay. And you remember being with me and your defense attorney in court after the grand jury indicted you in LA County, right? Years before. On the
Okay.
same charges,
Yes.
right? So you knew what all the charges were.
I knew what the charges were.
And you knew what all the allegations were.
Okay, yeah. If they were read to me, I probably heard it.
Okay. You probably heard it. So you might not have been paying attention when the judges read you the charges?
Maybe not.
Oh, okay. Were you listening when this judge read to you, Judge Cohen read to you what you were pleading to?
That day, yes.
Okay. So you know that he read that the indictment charges you with, again, this had been read to you before, but on the day you pled in July of 23, count 1 with a violation of Penal Code Section 187, subsection A, murder in the first degree. You remember that, right?
Okay, yes.
Yes?
Yes.
And count 2, a violation of Penal Code Section 182, subsection A, conspiracy to commit murder, right? So you knew 187 was murder, right?
Okay.
You knew, is that yes?
Yes.
And you knew you were also charged with conspiracy to commit murder.
Yes.
Okay. And you pled no contest, right?
Yes.
And then this judge reminded you that a plea of no contest is the same as a guilty plea. There's no difference. And he asked you if you understood. And you said yes, right?
I did.
And then he asked you, do you further admit the following special circumstances are true? That is, under Penal Code Section 190.2, subsection A, subsection 1, that you intentionally committed the murder for purposes of financial gain. Do you remember that?
I do.
And what did you say?
I do.
You said yes.
Okay, I affirmed.
And then the court also asked, do you admit the other special circumstance under Penal Code Section 190.2, subsection A, subsection 17, that you intentionally committed the murder by means of lying in wait. Do you remember that?
I do.
And what was your answer?
I think I said yes again.
Okay. And then the court also asked you, and these are questions, he's not telling you, he's asking you, do you further admit as to that count, the allegation under Penal Code Section 12022, subsection B, subsection 1, that you personally used a deadly weapon, to wit, a knife, in the commission of the offense? Do you remember that?
I don't. But I said yes to anything at that day.
Oh, okay.
So I probably said yes to everything, so I'm not going to deny that.
So here on page 6, here's what I just read you. That's all been highlighted.
Okay.
And then right here, down here, he asked if you also used a knife, and you said yes. Remember that?
Not really, but I'm going to say yes. I don't remember. I don't remember.
So in this case, you knew exactly what you were entering pleas to, because not only did Mr. Simran go over it with you, but this judge went over it with you while I was sitting right here.
Okay.
You remember that?
Okay.
Is that a yes?
Yeah. Sure.
Time, let's take our lunch and recess until 1:30. The admonition applies. You know, discuss this case among yourselves. If anyone else will express any opinion until the cause is finally submitted to you. Have a good lunch. See you at 1:30.
Earlier today, when Mr. Levine was asking you questions about the letter that you gave to him, you called the letter, I believe, trash,
Yes, ma'am.
and you said it was ridiculous.
Okay.
Do you remember that?
Not really, but if I...
We'll go over it.
Yeah.
So I mentioned that letter in my opening statement by saying it was ridiculous. Would you agree with me your letter was ridiculous?
I agree.
Would you agree with me that your testimony here today was also ridiculous?
Sustained.
Who gave you a pants, jacket, and a button-down shirt to wear?
Objection, Your Honor, irrelevant.
Sustained.
It's not your clothes, right?
Objection, irrelevant.
Sustained.
You're right now in state prison serving your sentence and were brought out by the defense to testify, right?
I'm in county jail. I'm in county jail. I came from prison.
You were in Wasco, right?
Before this, yes.
Okay. So state prison,
Yes.
where you were sent to serve your sentence,
Yes.
and then you were brought out from Wasco to the county jail
Correct.
to testify for your lover, right?
So ruled.
Right?
Ex-lover. Yeah.
Well, it's hard to have sex when you're in custody, right?
Yeah, definitely.
However, the two of you tried numerous times, right?
Seems to be a big thing.
I'm sorry?
Yes. Not really. We talked
did?
about it. Talked about it.
Did the two of you engage in various sex acts right here in the disgusting, filthy lockup behind this courtroom? Sorry.
I think they had us separated the whole time, so no.
You didn't engage in any sex acts?
We're separated the whole time. No.
Do you consider masturbation to be a sex act?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then let me rephrase then. Did you engage in masturbation in the lockup along with the defendant?
I know I did.
And she did too, right?
I think she showed herself, since it's a big thing, yeah.
She did, right?
She showed herself.
Meaning what? What did she show?
Herself.
What part of herself?
I don't remember. Probably whatever she had underneath her clothes.
What would that be? You would know, right? So what is that?
I would know.
She showed you her vagina, right?
I know she showed me her breasts.
And her vagina.
She might have. I don't remember.
There's
It's been
a
a long
whole
time.
recording where she showed you how she shaved your initials into her pubic hair.
That
right?
I didn't know.
Really?
No.
So I'll pull that for you and we'll play that one next week. What about
Objection, that's argumentative.
It's this thing.
what about her buttocks? Did she pull down her pants and show you her buttocks?
Probably.
And did you tell her then to bend over so you could get a better look?
Probably.
And did she do that too?
I think so.
You remember that, right?
It's been a long time ago.
You
Everything's
remember
fading.
that though, right?
Yeah, probably did.
And this went on over and over and over again, right? When you came to court?
Not all the time. No, just here and there.
Here and there.
Yeah.
How many times do you think the two of you engaged in various non-sex acts involving masturbation?
I wasn't counting, so I don't know.
Maybe more than a couple?
More than a couple.
And you, in turn, also showed your private parts, right?
Yeah. Just trying not to kill nobody. No.
You didn't.
No, I did.
Okay. And you actually masturbated until you ejaculated in the lockup, right?
Probably.
Probably?
Probably.
yes?
I don't remember. I don't make that the highlight of my day.
Well,
That time. It was
the
there for
highlight
that
of
moment.
Her day, right? Because what she said to you was, "Oh, baby, I love seeing that," right?
Objection, that's argumentative.
It's overruled.
I don't know. I don't remember all that.
Okay. Well, then I will pull that for you as well.
Objection, that's
It's
argumentative.
this thing.
Do you want to change your answer before we have to play those in
Change
court?
my answer to what?
To any of those questions that you just said you don't
I'm
remember?
not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I don't remember.
Okay.
Every detail like that. Every
So,
detail.
none of those things do you deny?
I don't deny it.
And the two of you often laid on the ground back there so that you could see each other underneath the bars while you were doing these types of acts.
No.
right?
Can't,
No?
You can't do that by laying on the bars.
Did you not lay on the ground?
Not while masturbating, no.
Okay. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. Now, you also told this jury that at some point you were offered, or you were told you could receive a lighter sentence if you were to give a proffer. Is that right?
That way I understood it, yes.
Okay. Did we ever have such a conversation?
You and I know.
Sir, do you have any documentation showing that anybody in the district attorney's office ever offered you such an offer?
I never got paperwork, period.
I think you also said today to this jury that you called your mom at some point and that your mom said it was all over the news that they were looking for Jaybird. Did you say that?
JB.
JB.
That's what she told me.
Did you ever see anything about that on the news?
I hardly got the news.
Well,
Rarely.
you've been watching this trial in custody, right?
Trying to, but I can't get it from where I am.
But you did say that you've seen portions of it. You told
Pieces.
defense counsel that.
Pieces.
So you've been watching portions of people's testimony, correct?
No, I wasn't able to hear it. I can only see figures because my eyesight is bad and the TV's far away.
Okay. All right. Did you tell defense counsel, Mr. Levine, that you had been watching some of it on television through court TV?
I have. I could see this on court TV.
Okay. Did your attorney ever come to you with any paperwork for you to sign or review that indicated that there was any type of deal being offered by the DA in this case?
No, I didn't. I haven't seen anything.
Did he ever explain to you that in order to get a deal, that there's a chain of command? You understand chain of command from the military, right?
I do.
Okay. So you understand that there are multiple levels of authority in an organization, correct?
True.
And that documentation has to be sent up the chain for permission, and documentation comes back down for permission for various actions, right?
In the military, yes.
Okay. And was anything ever presented to you through anybody in the DA's office saying that they were interested in making any kind of deal with you?
No, I didn't see anything.
Now, you also said during your testimony that the defense attorney, Mr. Levine, played various overhears for you.
Yes.
Which overhears were played for you?
Well, I wouldn't know which ones.
You wouldn't know? They were played for you.
Yeah, I don't remember what was. It was just too much. It was just too much.
Too
so
much.
I don't remember. Yeah.
Okay. So you didn't get enough information from your attorney, and you were starved and wanting more information regarding
I haven't heard the question. I'll take your objection on submission.
regarding what the evidence was in this case, because you didn't get it from your attorney, correct?
True.
It's overruled.
And so you asked Mr. Levine and their investigator to provide you with various items of evidence in this case, correct?
Yes.
In fact, you asked them to show you various items of evidence repeatedly when they interviewed you, right?
Repeatedly?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it was like
That is
repeatedly.
on more than one occasion.
I might have.
That's argumentative.
I don't know.
It's overruled.
I might have. Huh? Say again?
True.
I don't remember asking for the same thing over and over again. They usually just brought what I asked.
They brought you whatever you asked for.
No, yeah, if I asked for something specific.
So what kind of things did you ask for?
I wanted to see the text messages.
Okay, so you saw those.
I wanted to.
Text messages
What-
between you and the defendant.
Just all my text messages, all of them. I
Okay.
wanted to see all of them.
Okay, what else did you see?
I wanted to see. I wanted to hear audio
Which audio?
from Austin's audio, but they said they couldn't let me hear it, so I didn't hear it.
So did you get transcripts instead?
Eventually, I did a few of them.
So which transcripts of Austin's statements were you provided?
I don't know how many there were. How many were there?
Remember the rules this morning we went over?
I don't know how many there were, so I can't tell you. I only saw one.
One transcript now.
That's all I saw is one of his. Yeah. Is there more? I don't know.
Which one was it?
I don't know. If there's just one, then it was that one. I'm sorry, sir.
The objection's overruled.
I was shown them. Actually, I wasn't even shown. I was read them.
They were read to you.
Yeah.
Oh, even better. Okay, good.
Your Honor, the comments are inappropriate and argumentative.
It's overruled.
So first you told the jury that you haven't seen anything on television. Then we clarified you have, that you've been watching court TV. Then you told us that they brought you whatever you asked for. You weren't allowed to hear Austin's audio of his interviews, but you were provided transcripts. Then that answer changed, and now the transcripts were read to you. Do I have all of that correct?
Your Honor.
It's overruled.
Is that all correct?
Well, you just heard that, but you're taking it out of context. But okay, yes.
Tell them. They're here. Did you? Is that what you said?
Improper.
That is improper. Sustained.
Did you tell us under oath that the defense attorney read you Austin's transcripts? Yes or no?
The defense attorney did not.
Did his investigator read you Austin's transcripts.
He read pieces of it.
Pieces of it.
Yes.
Which pieces did he read to you?
I can't remember. I didn't memorize the transcript, so I don't know.
When was this?
It was a couple of days ago.
So it just happened a couple days ago, but you don't remember what they were?
I don't.
Okay. So then why did you ask to listen to the audio or see the transcripts?
I wanted to hear what he had to say.
So that you could fit your story around the evidence, correct?
No, just wanted to hear what he had to say.
Okay. You have repeatedly changed your story in this case to fit the evidence, correct?
Officially, no.
There's only, I don't know what when you say officially, I don't know what that means. I'm just asking you. You have repeatedly changed your story to fit the evidence in this case, correct?
Are you asking me or are you telling me what to say?
Your Honor?
I will. On an official statement, I've been honest with you. On everything else is nothing.
What in your mind is official versus
When I swore in.
So if you were to have a conversation with defense counsel where they're asking you to tell the truth and you lie to them, you would consider that to be unofficial?
True.
So it's okay that they asked you to tell the truth and that you repeatedly lied to them.
I did lie to them.
Over and over and over and over again, right?
Some ports here, some ports no.
Approximately how many times do you think you had conversations with Mr. Levine and his investigator?
Hell, I wasn't counting. More than two,
approximate.
3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, whatever the count was.
So you think maybe as high as 6?
I don't know.
Could it be more?
I don't know.
Could it be double?
I doubt that very seriously.
You doubt it?
Yeah.
Okay. The minute that defense counsel told you that Austin had been arrested is when you asked to hear his statements, correct?
Yes, that's what I would normally do on any case, yeah.
Because you're an investigator in this case?
No.
Okay. So, yes, as soon as they told you Austin had been arrested, you asked to hear his statement.
I asked, could I hear it? And they said they couldn't play the audio for me.
But they read it to you, as you said.
Not even that day, no.
The next day?
No, it wasn't the next day. It wasn't. I didn't hear anything until 2 days before.
When you mean 2 days ago this week?
Or whenever they came last.
So you don't think this could have been months ago that you did this?
About hearing the transcripts? About hearing the guy read the transcripts? Yeah, that was the first time.
Okay, so it was months ago.
No, I just said it was a couple of days ago.
Okay. And then when you were told that Austin gave a proffered statement where he was sworn under oath, you again asked to hear his statement, correct?
No, I just asked to hear his statement, period. I don't know about the proffer or the other statement. Or.
All right, well, we'll go through it all then. What else were you provided by defense counsel?
What was going to happen? The procedure was going to go on next when trial was maybe going to start.
I'm talking about materials relating to the case, as I asked you about earlier. You said all the text messages, you wanted to hear audio, you were given read Austin's transcripts. What else were you provided?
They showed me some video early on, the video of the guys running, or me and Austin running up, and then the car going down, and we talked about that.
The jogger video.
Right.
What else?
I'm trying to remember because my memory is failing because I'm getting old, so hang on, bear with me. Bear with me. Because most of the time I just let them talk so I can hear what was being said because I was happy to hear information.
Again, what else did
I'm
you
thinking.
ask for that you were provided, sir?
I'm thinking.
Take it away.
That was the gist of it.
That was it.
That was the gist of it.
So there's nothing else.
There might be more. I just don't remember.
You were also asked by defense counsel about your service in the military, correct?
Yeah, 30 years ago. Yep.
And eventually you left, separated from the military, correct? From the Army?
Correct.
And what kind of separation did you receive?
OTH.
What is that?
Other than honorable.
And why was that?
As I said earlier, because I had caught another case.
You caught another case.
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
So you received a dishonorable separation from the Army, correct?
There's different ones of that. No, there's a different one.
It's not that one.
It's other than honorable. There's dishonorable, there's a bad conduct, and there's good conduct. So it's the one step below good conduct.
Other than honorable,
Yes.
which means not honorable,
Objection.
right?
Argumentative and no argument.
Other than honorable, it means what it says, right?
Well, that's argumentative.
Still rule.
Correct?
You would have to look up the regulation to figure that out, because I'm telling you the status of it. I don't go into the details. I don't have the regulation sitting in front of me. There's a regulation for it.
See this?
Yep.
Baby's discharge will be characterized as other than honorable. You see that?
I just said that.
That means not honorable.
Exactly, Your Honor. That's what he testified to. This has been asked and answered.
His name.
Argumentative.
His name.
Why did you receive an other than honorable discharge from the Army?
Objection calls for, no foundation calls for.
It's overruled.
You said you caught a case, right? What kind of case?
It was a lewd and lascivious act with a minor.
One?
It was one person.
One count?
I don't know the counts. I don't know how they got the counts. I just went along with the deal.
Well, how many counts did you plead to?
Objection irrelevant.
It's overruled.
I don't remember. I really don't. I know it was just one person, not 7 people.
Who said anything about 7 people?
No one. That's what I'm saying. It sounds like you're trying to say that.
Oh, no, I'm going to tell you exactly, and I'm going to ask you a question. Who's Narlin Lopez?
Wow. You're going to put her name out there like that, huh?
No, you did that by getting up on the stand.
I'm done with this, man. I'm done with this. I'm not trying to bring her up in this.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to bring. She's a victim in this. I'm not trying.
Sir, have a seat. Right there. Let's see, counsel. Proceed, please.
Yes, Your Honor. You want to tell us who she is?
I'm not talking about this case, that case anymore. It has nothing to do with this one.
Your Honor?
I'm done, man. I'm done.
Be inquired. Please answer the question.
I'm not answering any questions regarding that case. It has nothing to do with this one.
You referred to it as a stupid case in your interviews with law enforcement, correct?
What case is that?
The case that you're saying you're going to refuse to talk about.
Oh, yeah, I'm done with. I'm done talking about it.
So, you were convicted in this particular case of 6 counts, right? Your Honor?
Answer the question, please.
Judge, I'm not going to answer these questions.
Sir, here's the issue. You have to answer the question.
I don't see the relevance in this whole thing between one or the other.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to excuse me for a couple seconds outside, please. The evidence inquiry. Thank you for your patience. I would have brought you in earlier, but Esther needed to finish a piece of pizza, so excuse her. Thank you. Sir, again, you're still under oath, and Ms. Zimmerman, you may continue.
Thank you. Again, you were actually convicted of 6 different counts, correct?
6 counts.
Yes?
I think so.
You don't know.
I don't remember how many counts it was. I just took a deal for the whole thing, so I never really.
So,
It's a long time ago.
1993. How old were you?
31,
And how old was the victim?
14, 15.
And count 1 was a violation of Penal Code Section 288A, subsection C, oral copulation on a minor 14 or under, correct?
I don't remember what it was. I thought it was just 288, whatever it was.
Was that Long Beach, right? Right? Long Beach?
Yes.
288A, subsection C, oral copulation. Correct?
It's arrest. This is the arrest thing, right? This is the arrest?
This is what you were convicted of, sir.
I didn't even know this.
You didn't know. You pled to all these counts. Is that kind of like how you didn't know what you were pleading to in this
I'm
case?
telling you the truth. I didn't know it was all this. I thought it was just...
Excuse me, sir, there's an objection. Sustained.
You were also convicted of Penal Code Section 288.5, subsection A, continuous sexual abuse of a child, correct?
I don't know this.
Okay. How about count 3? Penal Code Section 288A, subsection B, subsection 2, oral copulation with a person under 16. Were you convicted of that as well?
I thought it was just lewd and lascivious acts. That's all I thought it was. 7 counts of lewd and lascivious acts. That's all I
7
remember.
counts.
That's what I thought it was.
Okay. Because earlier you said 1, so I just want to make sure we're clear. Count 4, a violation of Penal Code Section 286, subsection B, subsection
Judge.
2, sodomy of a person under 16, correct?
I don't know. I
Okay.
really don't. I thought it was something totally different that I pled to. Not that.
Count 5, Penal Code Section 288A, lewd or lascivious acts with a child under 14, right?
Not what I thought I pled to.
Okay. Count 6,
Can we check that? Can we
a violation of
If you don't remember, or you don't think that was it, then say exactly
Okay,
that.
I don't remember.
Count 6, a violation of Penal Code Section 261.5, unlawful sexual intercourse with a minor. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Okay. Do you see here, count 1, 288,
I do see it.
convicted?
I see that.
See that?
Your Honor, I'm going to object. If that was the only conviction, then the rest would get me.
Maybe, wait,
I'm sorry.
good idea. 2 years state prison, you see that?
It's out of focus, but
Yeah, it'll come back, give it a sec. It's thinking. See that?
yeah, I see that.
5 additional counts. All counts convicted. You see that?
I see it.
See the other counts here? 288C.
I see that too.
Okay. 5 counts of 288C. You see that?
I see that.
Yeah. And you see here, you know what that is? PC 290?
Registration.
Right. Were you also convicted of failure to register as a sex offender after those offenses?
Somewhere down the line, yes.
Yep. And then several times, correct?
Twice. Not several.
All right. So are you clear now that you were convicted of
288C?
numerous counts that I just read to you? All of the counts that I just read to you.
So not all the A's and B's, all that too was included?
All of them. Did you see that?
I saw it now.
You
But,
want me to put it back up?
huh? It's up to you. It's already out there.
So you agree with me? Those were the counts you were convicted of.
I saw 288C. I saw that for sure.
All right. And you referred to this as a stupid case in your interview.
Which stupid case? This one or that one?
Yeah, this is a stupid case. Right?
It's my opinion. For me, it is.
She was your stepdaughter, right?
Yes.
So you were married to her mother.
Yes.
That was Vanessa.
All right. Here we go again. The names, man. It's gonna put these people on blast again.
I don't have to do this again. Take a deep breath, Mr. Baker.
Correct? You mentioned this victim yesterday in your testimony, right?
Yes. I'll sustain that.
Motion to strike.
Well, it was by counsel. Statements of counsel are not evidence.
You testified about this yesterday, right? Mr. Levine brought this all up when he asked you if the two of you had made pornos together or were in the business together. Do you remember all that?
I do.
Okay, so you talked about it without any problem yesterday. In fact, you brought it up.
Without mentioning names, yes.
Sustained.
Do you remember talking about it yesterday?
Which part? You're kind of all over the place.
I'm sorry.
You're kind of all over the place. I'm trying to get an idea which part are you talking about? Which part are you talking about?
I'm gonna object, there's no question.
There is no question pending.
You said that because of this case, you brought this up, they chased you all the time
That's the truth.
because you were convicted of numerous counts of sex with a 14 and a 15-year-old, correct?
Are you making a statement or you're asking me?
Your Honor.
Yes, he was correct. Feel yes or no?
I said something to that effect.
Was that the truth?
That they were chasing me? Yeah.
Because you were failing to register, correct?
Yes.
Would it be safe to say that every time you commit a crime, you blame it on law enforcement?
Objection is argument.
Overruled.
Every time I commit, I blame. No, I haven't.
You said they chased you.
For the 290 registration portion? Yes. So we're on trial for the 290 now. All right. Yes, they chase me constantly, always trying to find a way to get anyone who failed to register properly.
It's the law, sir. It's your violation, not theirs, correct?
You're testifying and you're being argumentative.
Correct?
It's the law.
There is no question pending.
On this case, you told the police the only reason they were interested in you is because you were a sex offender, right?
Did I say that? Yes or no? Did I say
Answer
that?
the question, sir.
I don't remember. I don't remember me saying that.
Throughout this case, you've been saying that the police were
Oh, okay. Got you. Initially, yes.
Well, the whole way until you came in and played. For 7 years, right?
Okay.
Is that true?
It always ran across my mind, constantly, yes.
But the truth was, you did commit the crime.
And that is the truth.
But yet, you went on for years and years and claimed that law enforcement was lying.
Let's ask and answer, Your Honor.
So overruled.
Do you understand the difference between a truth and a lie?
I do.
If I were to hold up my pen and say this pen is blue, is that the truth or a lie?
Your Honor, that's argument.
Sustained.
And then I think you said that you married the victim in this case, correct?
A domestic partnership. I called it a marriage for me. But legally, no.
Okay, so you were not married.
No.
So when you told Mr. Levine in one of the interviews that you had been married to this victim, that was not true either.
By law, no.
Okay. And then, who did you marry next? You were asked about this yesterday.
I'm not giving any more names out.
Who was the person you were married to after the victim?
I'm not giving any more names out.
Your Honor.
We talked about this, and it wasn't brought out yesterday. I don't think we need to know the name.
I'm sorry?
We do not need to know the name.
And was that a real marriage?
Yes.
And then a third time, who did you marry that time?
That was the other name that you used earlier.
Okay. The victim,
Before her.
Vanessa.
There we go again.
You asked, did you not?
I'm trying to keep these people's names off the TV.
But you put them up there by getting on the stand, right?
Objection, that's argument.
Sustained.
Mr. Levine told you that you were going to have to answer all the questions that either side put to you, and you had no problem answering the questions when he stood up here for a day and a half,
That's argument.
right?
Sustained.
So how many times have you been married?
4.
4 times. Yesterday, you told us that you were married twice, and the third one you didn't marry. Is that not true now?
Say that one more time. I'm jumbling numbers in my head.
You can't remember the number of people you
I can't
married?
remember anything these days. Go ahead.
You told defense counsel you had been married 5 times.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So that was also not true.
Correct.
And then you said that you had a business where you were in the office all the time on the phone. Remember that yesterday?
I did.
What's the name of that business?
Oz Entertainment Group. Also, D-Rob Enterprises was the other name of it too.
I'm sorry?
D-Rob Enterprises.
D-Rock?
D-R-O-B, D as in D-R-O-B.
D and Rob.
Yes.
D was one of your wives. You brought it up, sir.
Asked and answered irrelevant.
That's overruled.
You brought it up, correct?
You asked me the name of the business.
And you said Oz, and then on your own you brought up the other. Wasn't D also one of your wives?
That's not the business name though.
So D-Rob didn't mean D and Rob.
It's doing the same thing again.
Your Honor.
You killed me with this.
Make it easier.
It's gonna keep on going.
No.
Yes.
Okay. And then you told us that after meeting the defendant in 2015, that within a couple of weeks, the two of you began a sexual relationship, correct?
I believe it was 2016.
So you began having sex after you met her in 2015, which would have been in 2016, correct?
I met her in 2016
Okay.
or 2015. So it was a couple of weeks.
Remember giving her a racquetball lesson in the end of 2015?
It was 2016.
Okay. That you remember.
I didn't meet her till 2016.
Okay. And then do you still stand by your statement from yesterday that within a couple of weeks of meeting her, you said the two of you were having sex?
Yeah.
And you said that you were working, you said a hobby job as the league director at LA Fitness, correct?
Correct.
And you said that it was a hobby job because you weren't making much money?
I stopped working.
I'm sorry?
I stopped working as a manager.
Okay. And so you were now working for LA Fitness as the racquetball coordinator.
Correct.
And I'm assuming you were making a minimal salary.
Correct.
So how is it that you were able to go out to all of these restaurants and bars and travel and things of that nature that you told everybody about yesterday?
I had certain residual money coming in from different places.
Like what?
Clients who owed me money. Certain checks would still come in.
Okay. And so that provided you with enough money, you're saying, to
Yeah.
be able to pay for all of these trips and restaurants and bars and clubs.
Yeah.
You also told us yesterday that you met Fabio Sementilli at LA Fitness after a couple months of having sex with the defendant.
2 weeks after that, yeah, somewhere down the line, I met him.
And that you then started playing racquetball with him.
That one time, yes.
One time.
Yeah.
Okay. And that one time that you played racquetball with Fabio, you were already involved in a relationship with the defendant, his wife.
Yes.
You also said that you and the defendant communicated through a texting app, correct?
Correct.
And you said that was Viber, correct?
Yes.
But you said you didn't use it for secrecy.
No, I didn't.
So why is it then that the night of the murder, you deleted the application and all the relevant data regarding Viber from your phone?
Viber was glitchy. It was very glitchy.
So it's just a total coincidence that that night after the murder, you took the time to do that.
It was glitchy. Got rid of the app.
Is that your answer?
Yes.
So you told us earlier today about how you were rushing around and panicked and had all these different things you needed to accomplish after the murder, like the 2 cars,
Right.
cleaning out the Porsche, going to the market to buy cleaning supplies, going back to your apartment, packing up anything that might connect you to the defendant, getting rid of all of those items, taking Mr. Austin to the flyaway, going to LA Fitness. But somehow that night, it was important to you to delete the Viber app containing all of your communications with the defendant.
It was glitchy all day, and I know it went out on hers a lot. It went out on mine, so we deleted.
Both of you?
Usually that's how it works.
Oh, okay. So at some point in time on the 23rd, you communicated with her so that you would both delete the Viber app at the same time, correct?
I think she mentioned that she was going to delete it because it was glitchy. I said I'm going to delete mine too.
So you both decided that on January 23rd. Where did that conversation take place?
On Viber.
So it worked enough to be able to communicate that?
It was glitchy.
Yes.
In and out.
So what time do you think you deleted Viber?
I don't
On
know.
the 23rd.
I don't have that information in front of me. I don't know.
Day?
It's 10 years ago. I don't know. Or 8 years ago.
Night?
Probably daytime.
Daytime.
Yeah.
What time? Before or after the two of you played racquetball at LA Fitness?
It was after that.
Before or after the murder?
I stayed off the phone, so it had to be before.
Talk to me, how many times do you think the two of you messaged through Viber on the day of the murder?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
What
I
was
really
glitchy? So maybe
It-
only
it-
a couple?
It would go in and out. You would get some, like when you make a call.
Yeah.
It would fade in and out, and it would cut off, or it would act weird. It would just act glitchy. It did that from time to time. Mm-hmm. So when it started doing that, we usually deleted the app and reinstalled. Had to go reinstall it and all that stuff.
But you never did reinstall it, did you?
Not after that. There was a lot going on.
So when you said we would delete it because it was glitchy and then we'd reinstall it, that didn't occur though after the murder.
No.
And the defendant didn't communicate with you via Viber anymore either.
We didn't communicate at all.
You didn't communicate at all.
At all.
You sure about that?
After the murder.
Yeah. So you didn't message her at 5:14 after the murder.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I don't see the text. I don't know.
And it wouldn't have been via Viber because, as you told us, you deleted that before the murder.
Correct.
Okay. And she wasn't trying to message you that afternoon through Viber.
I don't remember that. No, I don't remember.
Okay. What about the day before? Did you guys use Viber the day before?
We usually use Viber all the time.
But you said it was glitchy.
It does get glitchy. That's why we deleted it, because it was getting glitchier.
I see. So the last time either of you communicated via Viber would have been before the murder, sometime during
Sometime before the day, yeah.
What about to make arrangements to meet up at LA Fitness? Did that take place also through Viber?
Everything went through Viber.
So it worked well enough so that both of you knew to meet at LA Fitness that day.
Yeah, probably did. It's probably glitchy too, but still. It doesn't mean it doesn't work. It doesn't mean it didn't work. It's just glitchy. It just kind of goes in and out and acts weird.
Do you recall listening to an overhear that the defense provided you where the two of you and the defendant, whispered about Viber and hoping that law enforcement wouldn't be able to recover it from your cell phones? Do you remember that?
I don't remember the conversation. I don't even remember the transcripts. I'm sure if you said it's there, it's there.
Okay. So, how did the two of you communicate once both of you discussed on the day of the murder, prior to the murder, dumping Viber and deleting it from your phones? How did the two of you communicate thereafter?
We didn't for weeks and weeks.
How many?
No, on Viber? I don't think I used Viber again.
You didn't. My question was, how did you communicate after that? And you said you didn't for weeks and weeks. So I asked you how many weeks.
I don't know. I don't know. That's why I wanted the text so I could see all this stuff. I don't know.
Again, so that you could fit your answers to the evidence, correct?
No, I'm actually looking for other stuff, but I would like to have known that all the other texts before this, way before this.
So that you could, again, make your answers fit the evidence.
No, so I could know how to fight a case.
Okay. Same thing, right?
No.
So, how, let me ask it maybe a third time, how did the two of you communicate after weeks and weeks after dumping the Viber app?
Eventually, there was some kind of text, regular text on a phone, and then I know that she used to use WhatsApp. So eventually you started using WhatsApp because it was less glitchy.
Why did you need to use WhatsApp if the defendant was now a widow and then there was no potential that her husband might find out that she was communicating with you? What is it that the two of you were trying to conceal?
No one was trying to conceal anything except me. I'm the only one trying to conceal. It's just me.
Mm-hmm. So why did the two of you need to communicate again through another encrypted app?
Well, the other part of this is she still didn't want her family to know that she had an affair. So that was important also. So it was still not trying to be holding hands and none of that. It was a little bit too early.
Okay. So again, why would you need to use an encrypted app if the only thing you were really covering up was a love affair?
It's overruled.
Because that was it. It was trying to cover a side of a love affair. That was it.
Okay. So it isn't that the two of you were trying to conceal the fact that you conspired to kill her husband?
Because there was no conspiracy on her side.
I see. Okay. And so
They are not.
then you began using WhatsApp. When do you think you began using that encrypted app?
8 years ago. I don't know.
Estimate.
Estimates is, I don't want, estimate, I don't know. I really don't.
You don't know.
Probably, I mean, I had been using WhatsApp anyway.
Really?
I think so, way
You know
before
what
that.
date you installed it on your phone?
I don't know. I have no paperwork. I don't have all that information in front of me. Never have.
But you're telling us that you had been using it anyway, so you probably had it at the same time as the Viber app.
Probably.
Okay. You also said that you were trying to keep your relationship secret in every way possible, right?
Yes.
But the two of you had been dating along with another couple, right?
Yes.
Every time Fabio went out of town, right?
Wrong.
Okay. So how many times do you think you went out to dinner with Sheila and Ricardo?
2 or 3.
And where do you think you guys met for dinner?
Where we met? Where who met?
The four of you.
Oh, various restaurants.
Such as what?
I don't even remember the names. It's been a long time ago. I don't even remember anymore.
How about Chocho-san?
That's one.
How many times do you think you went there with them?
With them? Maybe once, twice.
How about Cravings?
I don't even remember Cravings.
Okay. How about Delmonico's?
Once there.
Okay. Lobster? Right?
You mean eating lobster there?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what I had. I have no paperwork. I have nothing. I don't know. I can't remember that far.
Okay. So if you were going out with Ricardo and Sheila, you obviously weren't keeping the relationship secret, correct?
No, not 100%. I kind of trusted them.
Okay. And then I think the defendant, that Mr. Levine asked you if you also had been having a relationship with Paula, correct?
Correct.
Sean McCullum, was he somebody who was a good friend of yours?
Yes.
Close relationship?
With both of them, yes.
And you told him you loved him, right? Like a brother.
Yeah, I did.
And was that also during the time that you were having sex with his wife?
Yes.
So that was a lie also, right?
What was a lie again?
Your whole relationship
With who?
with Sean
I
McCullum.
still love him. And I still love him. Doesn't matter. I try to keep it together for him.
You tried to keep his marriage together for
I
him
tried.
by having sex with his wife.
I tried.
And then you said Paula was someone who wouldn't go away. Is that right?
Yes,
Isn't it true that you repeatedly called her from jail?
I did.
Isn't it true that you repeatedly sent her letters from jail?
I did.
Isn't it true that you asked her on numerous occasions to come visit you?
I did.
Isn't it also true that you asked her to send you things?
I did.
Books? Yes?
Yes.
Dictionary?
Yes.
Put money on your books?
Yes.
But you want the jury to believe that she was the one who wouldn't go away, right?
Oh, after.
As formed, it's argumentative.
So answer that.
You told this jury that she was the one who wouldn't go away. That was a lie.
Not true.
Eventually, when you continued calling and writing her, she told you she didn't want to speak to you anymore.
That is also
Correct?
true. That is also true.
And she never talked to you again.
That's true.
So she went away.
She did.
Did you also tell the jury yesterday that you didn't know that Viber was an encrypted app?
At first, when I first got the app, I didn't.
But eventually you knew it was.
Eventually, yes.
Same thing with WhatsApp?
I found out later it was encrypted also.
So you didn't know either of those things?
Not really, no. At first,
Not
no.
really.
No, at first I didn't know.
Who's Al Birdsong?
A friend of mine.
Who did he work for prior to retirement?
Before he retired? You mean, retired from where?
That's my question. Where did he retire from?
The only place he worked.
Speculation or something.
This time.
You said he was your best friend.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Who did he work for
He worked in the Army.
after that?
He worked for TSA.
Through Homeland Security, right?
And then he worked Homeland.
And what was his area of expertise from the Army and the TSA?
TSA, I don't know what he did at TSA. I think he just watched people or something, or he checked in people. I'm not sure.
Wasn't his specialty intel, data analysis, communications devices, encrypted applications, things of that nature?
I think that was his Homeland job, but not TSA. There's a difference.
And you never talked to him about encrypted applications, data analysis, how the police could trace you, things
No.
of that nature?
Still rule.
You didn't talk to him about any of that?
No.
So if he told that to law enforcement, he would be mistaken.
Objection, that's
I
argument.
don't know what he would
It's
say.
not. It's overruled.
Say the question one more time.
Sure. If he told law enforcement that, then he would be mistaken.
If he told law enforcement what exactly? What's the that part?
That the two of you discussed encrypted applications, how to hide things from police, intel,
Okay, gotcha.
data analysis, DNA, how to destroy DNA evidence, how to get away with crimes, trackers, things of that nature.
That's speculation and hearsay with no foundation that he told you.
Overruled.
I never had that conversation that I remember with him. I never had it with him.
Right after the murder, you said you were going to go to Las Vegas, but then you didn't go to Las Vegas. Do you remember that?
Yes.
If I were to tell you that your vehicle was tracked to Las Vegas along with your cell phone, does that refresh your recollection?
I did go eventually. I just didn't go immediately.
And where did you go when you went to Las Vegas?
I stayed at his place.
And when you drove to Las Vegas, you drove through the night, correct?
I think so.
And in the morning, when you arrived in Las Vegas, where did you meet Al?
I think I met him at his house.
Didn't you go downtown to his office?
Eventually.
Isn't that where you met him that morning when you came in?
I went to his office, but it wasn't that morning.
Did you tell Al that you fucked up when you committed this murder?
No.
Did you tell Al you fucked up because you cut your finger and that the only thing you could find was vinegar, no bleach, to clean up DNA at the crime scene?
No.
You didn't have that conversation with him.
I don't remember that conversation.
I think you also were asked by Mr. Levine if you and Al and Monica had sex, and you said you don't know.
I didn't. No.
You didn't what?
I didn't have sex no.
The two of you didn't engage in three-way sex?
No.
Didn't Al Birdsong come to Los Angeles in 2016?
Probably came up a couple of times.
And you brought him to LA Fitness,
Yes.
took him out with a bunch of your friends from LA Fitness,
Yes.
did the same thing with Chris Austin.
Yes.
And when you and Chris Austin would go to Las Vegas and stay with Al, did you guys call those family meetings?
Sometimes, yeah. We call them that.
And when you introduced Al to your friends at LA Fitness, you also introduced them to the defendant, right?
If she was there.
Correct?
If she was there, yes.
Do you remember him staying at a hotel in Hollywood?
He stayed in a hotel. I don't know if it was Hollywood or not. I can't remember. It was somewhere downtown.
Do you remember going out with him and the defendant to play pool?
I do remember that.
And then did the three of you go back to his hotel room and have sex?
No, we went back to the hotel room to relax and watch some TV.
The three of you did not have sex.
No, not the three of us, no.
And what about in Las Vegas? When you went to Las Vegas with the defendant after you murdered her husband, did you guys again hang out with Al?
Yes.
And you guys were staying at the Aria, right?
I believe that was it.
Okay. And who paid for the room at the Aria?
I think she paid for it.
Okay. And when you stayed at the Aria, you and Al hung out with Monica in a cabana, right?
Yes.
And at some point in time, did you and Monica and Al have sex in a room at the Aria as well?
Not us three, no.
No.
Not us
So
three,
again,
no.
if Mr. Birdsong remembers that, he would again be mistaken.
Objection called for speculation, argumentative.
Overruled.
Say that one more time.
I think I was pretty clear.
Objection, Your Honor.
That's argumentative.
All right, I have to. Did you and Al Birdsong and Monica have sex for the second time in Las Vegas at the Aria?
Objection assumes facts, not an evidence there was a person.
It's overruled.
I was about to say that. Yeah, there was no first time, and no.
Okay. Did you have watched while Monica engaged in sex with other men while the two of you were in Las Vegas?
While we were, no, not Las, no. No.
No. Okay. You said that when you and Monica would get together to see each other all throughout 2016, it was very random.
Oh,
Correct?
it's a question? Yes.
And that was dependent on when she was free,
Yes.
correct? Which would be every day when Fabio went to work, correct?
I don't know. I don't know a schedule like that.
Huh? Did you see her almost every day?
Nope.
Okay.
I didn't.
And how often would you say she came over to your apartment?
Anywhere from twice a week, 3 times a week, to not coming at all.
At all?
Yep.
Sure. You knew when Fabio would be traveling because the defendant, Monica, would send you his travel itineraries that she received from his secretary, right?
She would usually just tell me most of the time.
She ever sends you his itineraries?
She might have once or twice, maybe once, twice, I don't know, but usually she just let me know he was leaving and going out of town or something.
So you're saying only once or twice?
That I remember. That I remember. That I remember.
So it could be more.
Or once or twice.
Could it be numerous times?
Could be anything. I don't remember.
Could be anything.
Could be once or twice that I remember. The rest I don't remember.
Okay. So basically what you're telling the jury is you don't remember her sending you Fabio's itineraries when he would travel more than once or twice.
Overruled.
So, most of the time she told me the itinerary. Most of the time. She just told me when he's leaving and when he's coming back.
So that the two of you could plan around his absences, correct?
Correct.
And on one of those absences or business trips is when you slept over, right?
Yes.
And you told us that you got really drunk. And that's why you had to sleep over.
Couldn't drive, yeah.
Do you know somebody named Ron Ray?
Yes.
He was also one of your very close friends, correct?
He's just a friend of mine. He wasn't close, but he's a friend of mine.
Didn't you send him messages through your Facebook account telling him how much you loved him and Michelle and that they were family to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a good friend. He's a friend, but he's not my best friend. He's a good friend.
And did you bring Monica there to introduce him to Ron and Michelle?
She met him.
You brought her to their house,
She met him.
yes?
I think it was her house. But they met. I don't remember where, but I made sure they met.
Do you remember going to Las Vegas towards the beginning of February, just maybe a few days after the murder?
You talking about me by myself?
Yes, you.
Okay, yeah. Probably. If I was in Vegas, I went to go see him.
Okay. So they were good friends of yours.
Yes.
Okay. So every time you would go to see Al, you would also drop in and see Ron and Michelle?
No, usually.
Okay. And when you went in February, did you and Ron play basketball until late one night at the beginning of February?
I played basketball with him a lot.
So is that yes?
I don't remember. I probably did. I don't remember.
And during that time, did you then go to a sushi place across the way?
Probably.
Okay. It's right across from the gym there that you used to belong to, right?
Probably. This is all information I don't have in front of me, so I don't know. But I'm going to go along with it because that's what our usual thing is. Basketball and sushi, so, okay.
And so did you tell him that you and Monica were going to be living together soon? That it was in the works for the two of you to move in together?
That I don't remember. Might have been something along those lines, but I don't know if it was exactly like that.
Who's Michael Spence?
Michael Spence?
Yes.
Michael Spence is a childhood friend of mine.
And did you also message him about your relationship with the defendant?
I don't remember. I might have. If you have it, then I probably did, but I don't remember.
Did you also tell him at the end of 2016 that you and the defendant were going to be living together soon?
I might have.
So would it be fair to say that sometime in 2016, you and the defendant discussed moving in together?
Me and the defendant? No. Maybe me just thinking about it.
You just thinking about it?
Maybe me, yeah. It was in my head for sure.
Okay, so you're saying you and the defendant never talked about moving in together?
Well, we did, but no dates. We just kind of just toyed around with it just to see, but it was like nothing concrete or nothing like that. It was just like, what if we moved in together? What would happen? How would you act? You know, just things couples do.
So if you had told Ron Ray that you and the defendant were in the process of moving in together, would that have been true?
That was hopes, not truth. Hopes.
So again, you would have lied to him?
I didn't say it was happening. I didn't say it was going to happen. It was hopes. It wasn't.
Same with Michael Spence?
Probably. I don't even remember.
Or
I
a
don't
lie?
remember that conversation.
Truth or a lie?
Can I see the text? I'll tell you.
I'll show you.
I'll show you.
Truth or a lie, sir?
Objective, argumentative.
It's overruled.
Can I see the text?
Can you answer the question?
Because I need to see what happened beforehand, what the conversation was beforehand. Because you're taking it out of
Because you like to know
context.
what the evidence is beforehand so that you can fit, again, your answer to the evidence. Correct?
This don't allow.
Correct?
No, you're incorrect on that.
So then we don't need to see the text. Why don't you just answer the question?
Because I need to see the conversation beforehand, so I know how, so I can answer
So
you
you know
properly.
how to answer. Exactly.
So I can tell you what's in my head during that time.
I get it.
Mr. Loney and Let's take our afternoon recess for 15 minutes. The admonition applies. Present all counsel, present jury, and alternates are present. Mr. Baker is still under oath. Mr. Silverman, you may continue.
Thank you. When did you download WhatsApp relative to the date of the murder? We talked about that you deleted Viber on the day of the murder, before the murder. But when did you download WhatsApp onto your phone?
I believe I already had it, but I'm not sure.
So let's say you didn't have it. Then when do you think you downloaded?
I really think I had it already. I really think I had it already.
Could it have been the night of the murder at about 11:40?
I guess. I don't know. I really don't know.
When was the first time you remember you and the defendant communicating using WhatsApp, the second encrypted app?
I'm thinking maybe I really don't know. It's been a long time ago. I'm thinking we may have used it even before this thing happened, and then after that, weeks later is when I contacted her. But I don't know if I used WhatsApp to do it. I'm not sure.
Let's say I told you that you guys did not ever use WhatsApp until after the murder.
Okay. All right.
Does that help you?
Not really. Honestly, I really don't know. It's been too long ago.
I'm going to show you your messages with Mr. Spence that you asked to see.
Okay.
Remember this?
Sounds like my verbiage.
From your phone.
Yep.
right? You see Rob Baker,
Yeah.
November 3rd of 2016.
Okay.
You're messaging him about the defendant, right?
Yeah. Do I list her by name by chance?
Bless you. And then, do you see here on the second page
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
where Spence asks you on November 3rd, y'all living together, and you said a year. You're answering a prior question where he asked you, at the bottom of page 1, how long you've been together.
Gotcha.
This is November, again, of 2016.
Okay.
You said a year, and then you said probably start living together in about 3 months. So you gave a very specific timeline, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I see it.
And this would be before the murder of Fabio, right?
Yes, it's according to the date.
But you're already telling Spence that you're going to be living together the beginning of February,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you talk about her daughters that are going to be going to school, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, you're going to be sort of free and clear,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I see it.
And then on the last page, you said, now when I move into that spot, this place where you're moving in together, and then, or she moved in with me, and you always got a place to stay if I have room for sure, right?
Yeah.
And then Ron Ray, this is exhibit 206. I'm sorry, Your Honor, I don't know if I said, but the messages with Spence are in Curtis Davis's PowerPoint on exhibit 158. And this was pages 23 to 25. Moving on to exhibit 206. Again, messages with Ron Ray from November 12th of 2016. You recognize this?
Where's this from?
Again, do you recognize this?
No, I don't. Hang on.
You see this where it says Rob Baker?
Yeah, I do.
And it says, I've been with my girl for a year now.
Okay.
See that?
Yeah.
And then on the next page, page 2 of People's 206, he asks you, are you living with her? This is again November 12th of 2016.
Okay.
Remember that?
No, but I took your word for it.
And then he asked you to send a picture, right?
I don't remember.
Pic. You see that?
Yeah, I do.
I think what he meant is send me a pic, but he said she me a pic, and then you send this. Right?
Yeah,
That's at LA Fitness.
it is.
Okay. And then on the next page, in response to Ron's question, not living with her. Not yet. Right?
Yes.
So again, you told your friends, Micah Spence and Ron Ray, that you and the defendant were going to be living together soon, right?
Yes.
So at that point in time, you and the defendant in November of 2016, before the murder of Fabio Sementilli, you and the defendant were already making plans to live together, correct?
Just me.
Just you. So how were you able to tell Spence that it was probably going to happen in 3 months?
That's argument.
Overruled.
Even if I did accomplish this thing in January, there's no way we can get together and do this in 3 months. It's just bravado. That's just bravado guy talk. That's all that was.
I'm going to show you again from 158 Officer Davis's PowerPoint. You recognize this number down here, 21327? And you had a few different Samsungs, right?
Yes.
You had an S4,
What is that?
a Samsung
Yeah.
S4.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
You had a Samsung S6.
Yes.
You had a Samsung S8.
Yes.
And Al Birdsong gave you one of his Samsungs,
Right.
correct?
Yes.
That you had in your phone as Al, right?
Okay.
That you took and used, right?
yes.
That's a 702 number. I believe it ends in 2325.
I don't remember the number, but I remember the phone.
I remember it. So does that sound
Well,
like the
check,
number to
that's
you?
argument.
Yes.
It's this thing.
Looking at this document here, which is page 61 of Officer Davis's PowerPoint, do you see what's shown here?
It says WhatsApp registration after murder.
Yeah, you see that?
I do.
See the date?
23rd.
Yeah, you're a military guy. What time is that?
It's 11:40. 11:40 in the night. On the 20. Oh, yeah, I see it. I see it.
So that's the night of the murder, 11:40 at night. You're registered for WhatsApp.
I, do, I remember. I see that. I didn't even know that.
So is that just a coincidence that you and Monica deleted Viber from your cell phones prior to the murder, or on January 23rd, and then that night at 11:40 you registered for WhatsApp?
Just in case she might text me.
So it's just a coincidence.
No, you're just going to text me because I know she used WhatsApp a lot. I knew that she used that a lot.
Well, let me show you something else. What if I were to tell you that Monica didn't register for WhatsApp until January 27th?
I could have swore she used that app a lot more. Long time ago. I don't remember. I'm telling you, I don't remember. But I know she used it an awful lot, WhatsApp, because she was telling me about using it from Canada with her family.
This is page 62 from Officer Davis's PowerPoint that's contained on the flash drive that we've marked as Exhibit 158. You recognize this phone number here at the bottom that ends in 4213?
I can barely remember it, but it's familiar. It's familiar.
Whose phone number is that?
I'm assuming it's hers. I'm only
Who?
assuming. Monica's.
Right, remember that?
I'm assuming it is, yeah.
You're assuming.
Yeah, I don't remember offhand anymore.
Well, let's assume you're correct. Do you see here the registration?
I do.
And what does it show?
8 in the morning on the 27th.
Now, you told Mr. Levine yesterday that you and Monica talked about her getting a divorce. Remember that?
Yes.
And you said you could tell she wouldn't.
Yeah, just my everything that I read says it wasn't going to happen.
Because you have really good instincts, right?
Objection, argument.
It's this thing.
You told us you're really smart, right?
Most of the time.
And so you had conversations with her about it.
We had a few.
Okay. And you could tell, based on your intuition or whatever you want to call it, that she wasn't going to get a divorce.
That was my feeling.
Okay. And you also talked about her family and why she couldn't get a divorce, right?
You mean we or me?
The two of you.
We touched upon it, yeah.
And you talked about the fact that her family loved Fabio, right?
Yep.
And that her family would never accept you.
That she did say.
Okay. And that you had been introduced to her mother, right?
Yes.
And you had been introduced to her sister.
Yes.
when was the first time you think you were introduced to her sister?
I believe it was on a racquetball court, LA Fitness.
When?
I don't know the dates.
Do you remember today, this morning, when Mr. Levine asked you if something happened during the holidays of 2016 that led you to make a final determination that you were going to murder Fabio Sementilli?
Yes.
Do you remember saying that it was cemented in your head at that point in time that you were alone for several weeks during the holidays and into the new year?
Oh, I was without her, yes.
And so you didn't see her at all for several weeks. And that upset you?
Long story short, yes. Sporadics.
Would it be correct that because there were so many weeks during that holiday season that you didn't see Monica and that upset you, that you decided that you had had enough, that you wanted her for yourself?
That and a little bit more.
What else?
Well, I kind of like wasn't. I always worried about him a little bit because I just didn't want him showing up at my door one day because I heard he was kind of possessive. So that was a second reason, and that may be an issue. And he was a kind of a connected guy, and well known and well liked. Mm-hmm. I just didn't want him showing up one day at and who knows. So that was another issue that I had.
Well, he had never been convicted of any kind of crimes, right?
No, not that I know of, no.
I mean, we're talking about a guy, I'm sure Monica told you, that was beloved by everyone that met him.
I didn't know too much about him.
Really?
No, I really didn't know that much about him.
Didn't you tell law enforcement when you were arrested on this case, Detective Gable, Detective Tellis, that Fabio was a famous guy and you wouldn't have done anything to get in the way of that?
That was after this happened. I found out how famous he was after it happened. I didn't know beforehand.
So before...
Your Honor, objection to comment.
Comment I see. Overruled.
During the entire year that you and Monica were engaged in this very... Can I use the word obsessive? Would that be a fair word?
No.
No?
No.
So, would it be true that the two of you would regularly send pictures of each other
Yeah.
to one another?
Yeah.
Okay. Used, as we talked about, an encrypted app where you communicated, as you're aware, thousands and thousands of times back and forth?
I don't know about the count.
Really? Do you remember in Van Nuys, when you were initially arrested on this case, appearing in court on a couple of occasions in Van Nuys before you were indicted and the case was sent downtown?
I remember being in Van Nuys many times because of this case.
Okay. And do you remember Mr. Levine in any of those overhears that were played for you, where you and Monica talked about the number of communications between the two of you with respect to what are referred to as overt acts in the charging document in this case regarding the conspiracy count?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as People's 255, page 2, Cyray's chart, showing the communications between October of 2015 and June 14th, the day of the arrest. 16,462 communications between you and the defendant.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's a huge number, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You sent her over 11,000 text messages. See that?
Yeah, I do.
the defendant sent you 4,800 messages. See that?
Yes.
Called you 400 times. See that?
I do.
See the total of messages between the two of you?
I do.
Almost 16,000 messages and 577 calls.
Yeah, that's a large number.
So would it be safe to say when I use the word obsessive that that would be a fair characterization?
I guess to the normal person it would, but to me it felt normal, felt good.
So you're saying that you were worried about Fabio because he was possessive. That's what you thought, right?
Yeah.
And you wanted Monica to yourself, so you murdered her husband.
Yeah, it sounds crazy, but yeah.
Okay. And yet, based on what we're looking at here, you also knew that even if you killed Fabio, she still was going to have 2 kids, right?
True.
Were you planning on getting rid of them as well?
No.
So you knew then that her time would still, to some degree, be taken up with her kids, right?
Yes, yes.
So that wouldn't solve your problem, right?
It would solve the problem because it was a little more to it.
Well, she told you that her family was never going to accept you, right?
True that, very true.
Yet, when you asked her to marry you, she said yes, right?
Yes.
Family be damned, right?
Yeah.
And didn't you tell your cellmate when you were arrested, as well as Paula McCullum, that you got to see the defendant pretty much whenever you wanted to?
My cellmate. I don't
Didn't
remember.
you say that? That it really wasn't an issue because you got to see Monica whenever you wanted.
My roommate, you mean?
In your cell when you were arrested on June 14th. Remember telling Monica that you knew at some point after that your cellmate was probably an undercover? Remember that?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. All right, I'm just trying to make sure I'm
Do you
trying to
remember
keep up with you.
telling people that you saw plenty of Monica?
Yeah, yeah.
And during the holidays, you said you didn't see her for several weeks, 2016 into 2017.
No, I said it was sporadic.
No, I think you told us that it cemented the idea to murder Fabio during the holiday season of 2016 through New Year's because she was with her family, and so you didn't get to see her at all for several weeks. Remember that?
It was because she was with him for a period of time, and I didn't see her a lot.
Okay. Oh, so now you just didn't see her a lot, but you did see her some then during the holidays.
I don't know. It's been a long time, but I know why my head was the way it was because I didn't see her. I do know that. I just don't have a count.
What if I were to tell you that her sister told the jury yesterday that she and Monica and all the kids came to LA Fitness? They saw you. In fact, they played racquetball with you.
That's different.
Several days in a row.
That's different.
Okay. So you did see Monica during the holidays, right?
I'm assuming so. If she says that's what happened, then that's what happened.
And you were in constant communication with her over the holidays, right?
Yes.
And when Monica left after you murdered Fabio to go to Toronto for the various funeral services, the cremation, the church services, during that time period while she was in Toronto, you were still in communication with her, weren't you?
I believe so.
In fact, during that week, February 3rd through February 6th, isn't it true that she sent you numerous photographs of herself?
I don't know.
So if I were to tell you that she sent you numerous photographs of herself while she was masturbating and posing naked, showing off her private parts, and that she sent these to you during that week, does that refresh your recollection?
Not really.
But it wouldn't be unusual, right?
For her to send pictures?
Yeah.
No.
Even when she's burying or allegedly burying.
I don't know about the dates, so I'm just going to go by your word.
Yeah.
So I have no idea.
But that for you wouldn't have been unusual
For her to send pictures, no.
during that period of time.
It's her sending pictures, no.
Those kinds of pictures, sir.
Any kind of pictures.
So you don't think there's a distinction between a time when you're allegedly grieving and time when you're trying to be flirty or sexy or whatever you want to think.
I'm trying to figure out the question in here somewhere.
Call for an opinion irrelevant.
On those bases, it's overruled.
You don't think there's a difference? You don't think when someone's grieving, the last thing on their mind is sticking their finger in their vagina while they're...
Argumentative.
It's this thing.
Did she send you photographs of her penetrating herself with her wedding ring on her finger while she was in Toronto?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know because I'm not looking at the pictures and I'm not looking at the dates, so I can't tell you. I don't have a photographic memory like that.
All right. Well, let me tell you, these people all heard about that yesterday.
Okay.
That's argumentative.
It's this thing.
So if I were to tell you that that evidence was presented yesterday and this jury heard about that yesterday, we'll assume it's true for the sake of my question, okay?
It's this thing.
Do you think that that would have been something that you would expect was normal in your relationship with the defendant?
Everybody grieves differently.
Sure. Okay. Now, didn't Monica also tell you that her friends also would never accept you?
She did.
Okay. And did that include the woman that you referred to as Busybody Debbie?
Never met her, but I heard about her.
Oh, you did meet her, though.
I don't remember her.
So, after the murder, on the date of January 29th, so 6 days after the murder, do you remember going up to Victorville?
I remember going probably through Victorville.
Do you remember going to a T-Mobile store in Victorville?
Yes, I do.
And what was the purpose on January 29th of going to Victorville?
To stop in, get some food, and pick up phones.
What kind of phones?
Cell phones.
How many?
2 or 3.
For what purpose?
To keep and communicate with whoever I needed to talk to.
Okay. And so when you told us that you would always have an extra phone, would you agree that those are burner phones?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you went and bought these 2 or 3 phones up in Victorville, did you register those phones under your name?
No, it's a burner phone.
So what does that mean?
It means it's not in my name. It's just a made-up person.
So you made up a person.
Yes.
And so what name did you register these 2 or 3 phones under?
I don't remember. I just picked a name.
Like what? Give us an idea.
John Smith.
How about Daniel Jones?
Like I said, I don't remember. I told you that.
Okay. Does that sound familiar?
Probably.
And when you get a burner phone, what's the point?
To have a phone where if anybody's looking at you, they can't find you, they can't trace you.
And what did you do with those phones?
I planned on using them.
To communicate with who?
Anybody who I wanted to stay away from this whole thing with. Because I figured they're going to be listening on my phone eventually, so I'm going to use this phone to stay offline.
Well, there were more than one, you just said.
Yes.
So you're going to use multiple phones.
Yes.
And how were you going to communicate with Monica after the murder?
Oh, after the murder? Well,
We're talking
It-
about January 29th when you went up to Victorville and you bought more than one burner phone.
just in case I opened up some type of communication with her, if I can even communicate with her, I just wanted an extra phone just in case so I can talk to her, if she's even able to talk to me.
So what do you mean?
I don't know. What do you mean? What do I mean?
Well, did you give one of those phones to her?
Eventually.
How about that night?
I don't know. I'm telling you, this is 8 years ago. I don't remember all this stuff. You have all the info in front of you. I don't.
So you went up to Victorville, as we said, on January 29th, and you purchased some burner phones under fake names, correct?
Yes.
And then later, did you come back to the Los Angeles area that night?
I think so.
Okay. And do you remember where you went?
No.
You remember going to the wake after the funeral service at Monica's house?
Was it that same day? I don't know. I remember going to some kind of get together for the family.
And you were the only one there that wasn't family or close friends of Fabio, right?
No, there was other people who came with me.
Who?
Well, Ricky, I said this before.
Yeah, that was a different night, sir.
Really? I don't remember going to that house that day. I only went there once.
Okay. You remember going one evening after racquetball, coming to the gym saying that you weren't working there anymore, and then you and Matt were going over and you tried to get Sheila and Ricky to go with you over to the house?
That's the same day.
Yeah, what if I told you it wasn't?
That means my memory.
Sustained.
That means my memory is really gone because I really thought it was the same day.
Okay. So the night that you came back from Victorville, do you remember going to the memorial get-together at the Sementilli home?
That's the same day, right? That's the one I'm thinking was. It's got to be the same day.
Okay, let's say it wasn't. Do you remember going to the memorial at the Sementilli home?
I remember going to something where there was a gathering of the family.
Family,
I remember that.
friends of Fabio.
Yes.
And you weren't either.
Say that one more time.
You were not either.
Well, that's argument.
Sustained.
You weren't friends with Fabio.
Oh no.
You weren't family.
No.
Okay. And that night, did Monica's mom tell you you should leave?
She did after a while, but I wasn't alone on that.
Showing you People's 46. You recall this night?
That's the same night we've been talking about. Yeah, that's the same night we've been talking about. That one to the house.
See the bandage on your left index finger?
I do.
That was related to the murder, right?
That was related to the hit and the murder.
The murder.
The hit and the murder. The racquetball hit and the murder.
And the
Same
murder?
Huh?
And the murder, you said?
I'm sorry? It's overruled. It's overruled.
Yes.
The knife that you used. What kind of knife did you use to stab Fabio Sementilli in the neck?
It was some kind of hunting knife.
Some kind.
Some
Like what?
kind. I don't know the name of it.
How long was the blade?
Maybe 8 inches, maybe.
An 8-inch blade, bless you. Yes?
I'm guessing. I didn't measure it.
Well, you were in the military. You can approximate, right? You know the difference between various types of knives, right?
Sometimes.
It's overruled and all.
I didn't measure it, so I don't know. But it was kind of a big knife.
Okay. Big knife.
Kind of, yeah.
Folding knife?
No.
Fixed blade.
Yes.
Hilt?
Yes.
If there was a hilt, you wouldn't have cut yourself, right?
Objection calls for confusion, speculation.
It's overruled.
What's the point of that? Having
What-
a hilt on a knife?
For me,
Yeah.
to keep you from getting cut
Right.
and to get a better grip.
Right. 'Cause
Okay.
your hand won't slide when it gets bloody and slippery, right?
Yes.
This knife didn't have a hilt, right?
Which knife?
The
one
knife
with-
you used to murder Fabio Sementilli.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a different knife now.
What other knife would we talk about, sir?
I don't know.
We're here to talk about what you did.
Yeah, I'm
right?
trying to help. I'm trying to get to the end of this thing. So yeah, let's continue this on. Let's continue. So I don't remember if it had a hilt or not. I just remember it was a bigger knife. I didn't study it.
Showing you People's 45. You recognize this?
I recognize me and her.
Sitting together,
Yeah.
right next to where Fabio was slaughtered.
Okay, I'm listening.
Is that right?
I see myself and Monica.
Is that the same area?
It's this patio. It's the same patio.
Is it actually sitting right next to where you slaughtered Fabio Sementilli?
Where I killed him, yes.
That night, when you came back from Victorville, did you give Monica one of the 2 burner phones?
No,
You did not.
I did not.
Okay. When did you see her next after January 29th?
It was later, way later.
How much later?
I don't remember. Maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. I don't know. It was some time.
Weeks.
I'm guessing. It felt like weeks. Felt like weeks.
Showing you People's 218. You recognize what you see here? First page.
Looks like an account information.
January 29th,
Yeah.
the name Daniel Jones,
Okay.
a ZTE flip phone.
Okay.
You remember purchasing a ZTE flip phone as one of the burner phones?
It's a flip phone. I don't remember this model.
I'm sorry?
I said it was a flip phone. I don't remember the model. I don't remember all these details because you got all this information in front of you. I don't.
Well, you asked for it because you said if you saw it, you might be able to remember, so I'm showing it to you.
Okay.
So showing you now People's 150. Do you see the ZTE flip phone?
I see a phone, a flip phone.
Yeah. Is that the one you purchased?
I don't know. I'm assuming it is, but I don't know if it's that one.
Do you recall giving this name and this fake address, Panama City, California?
I probably did. I just don't remember the information, but I probably did.
Showing you the second page. On that same date of January 29th, a second phone, same address, same fake name, this time an LG stylus phone. Is that the other phone you purchased?
Probably.
If I were to tell you this is a photograph, page 3 of People's 218 of the LG stylus, does that look familiar to you?
It could have been the same one. I mean, it could have been the same style of phone. Probably was.
But you're saying you didn't give Monica the phone, the ZTE flip phone that we see here in People's 150, right?
Correct.
So do you know how she was able to get it to take with her to Canada 2 days later?
Was it 2 days later? It can't be that soon.
So I know you said you couldn't remember, it's fair. It's been a lot of years. You wanted to see photos, you wanted to see documents. I've shown you photos, I've shown you documents. Does this refresh your recollection that you went to the wake that night in order to give the defendant this burner phone?
No, I didn't give her anything
Okay.
that day. I
So
know
how did
that for
she
sure.
get it to take with her to Canada 2 days later? Because you said you didn't see her after
It
this
didn't.
night for weeks and weeks.
Something's wrong here.
Yep.
Something's wrong. No, at the wake or whatever that was, I didn't give her anything. And I remember leaving to go back to Vegas for a while. But I didn't leave a phone.
You said you bought it for her, though, right? You said you bought a burner phone, an extra
Well,
burner phone.
I bought it intending to giving it to her eventually somehow, but it wasn't. I cannot remember. I really can't remember. I really can't remember. I really can't remember.
Okay. You recognize this phone, though, right?
I reckon. I know I got a phone. I don't know if it's that phone or not, but I know I did get a phone.
And then you recall when you and Monica were in custody talking to each other about the ZTE flip phone. Remember that?
No, I don't. I don't remember.
You don't remember talking and trying to get your story straight as to her saying that she happened to find this phone in her garage
I don't remember.
just before she went to Toronto in June of 2017, which would have been...
There's a question in there somewhere. I'm just waiting for it.
I'm counting in my head and I'm bad at math. I only do statistics. 4.5 months later.
As far as the conversations, I don't remember the conversations. I don't.
Well, if we heard you on tape last week talking about the ZTE or the flip phone and her telling the police that she found it in the garage, does that refresh your recollection at all?
No, it really doesn't.
All right.
Council, let me interrupt you. We'll take our adjournment this time for the weekend. We'll next meeting session Monday at 9 a.m. The admonition applies as always. Today's Pie Day. Whether it's banana, chocolate, or sausage and pepperoni. Have a good Pie Day.